Hello everyone. How is it going? I plan on reviewing every single game in my Steam library right here, and I want to do it in playtime order. And so we're gonna start with the games I've played the most. And this might look a bit bad because, uh, we're gonna get a bit, it's gonna be a bit more biased at the beginning here. If it's too loud, I can turn down my volume a bit. Nope, Factorio is not going in F tier. There's not even an F tier. um, yeah, we'll start with Factorio. Let's talk about it. I haven't played it in about a year, but that's mainly because I've been waiting for the DLC to come out. Yeah, I've been waiting for the DLC, and I love this game to bits. I love it. I just love factory games, and it's just like you burn out when you play a game for like 2 months straight. And yeah, I'm still kind of burnt out on this one, but I love Factorio. I want to play it again once it comes out. And yeah, I want to put it in S tier for now. We move things around throughout here. And yeah, we got Terraria right here. Um, I've 100%ed it. I originally played, I think, no, so I remember watched my parents play this one first, and I was like, I want to play it. And so I eventually bought it. No, there's not a T tier, so I can't go in T tier. So yeah, I eventually bought it around 2015-ish, maybe earlier, honestly. Uh, I played it through there, and I've also played a lot of mobile as well. It's a great game. I love it. Um, it's just one of those games you can't play forever. Some people can, but I don't know. 'Cause it's a little samey. I'm gonna put it in A plus tier for now. We don't have to talk about this one. Pretty self-explanatory where it's going. Let's see. Alright, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I do not like this game very much. I'm not a very big first-person shooter fan, especially with competitive. This game was probably one of the better ones I've enjoyed. Um, but it's just so bad, like, just so toxic, and it's just not enjoyable at all. Like, that's what I haven't played it in a while, both because I'm using Linux, so I can't play it anymore, but also because I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it enough to switch back to Windows just to play it. Dota 2, it's Dota 2. It's not a great game. My problem with it is that it just requires infinity time to be put into it for you to even be considered okay at the game. Um, it's that, and it's just it's a very toxic community as well. I'm gonna put it down here. Yep, Dota 2 will be going in D tier. Unturned, I was playing this earlier today. I love this game a lot. Great game. If you are considering about buying Rust, consider buying Rust, or one of those other type games, like Raft or whatever. I would try Unturned first. I love that it has single player unlike Rust, and it's just a great game. I enjoy it a lot, even though it's like it looks Robloxy. I'm gonna put it in not the programming language. I'm gonna put it in B plus for now. It's a great game. Recommended it. Space Engineers. Oh, I love this game. This game is very moddable. It doesn't really work very well sometimes. I can't wait until they come out with the sequel for it. Um, Great sandbox game, tons of fun physics, just generally a lot of fun. I'm gonna put it in A minus. All right, RPG Maker, not really game, but we'll count it. It's in my thing. Uh, I don't know. This brought me a lot of fun just messing around with the engine, spending a lot of time with it. It's generally a pretty good engine for, let's see, I bought it when I was maybe like 15, maybe actually no, more like 12, 13. And I had a lot of fun making stuff, and you can see I made something recently. I was messing around with it and did a game jam with it. It was pretty fun, even though I didn't do too well in the game jam, but pretty fun. I'll put it in B tier for now. No, I'm not reviewing Wallpaper Engine. It's not a real. It's not real. All right, Risk of Rain 2. I know a lot of people are obsessed with this game. It's genuinely a very good, what's the word for it? Roguelite. Originally bought it on Switch for some reason, and after 100%ing it there, the Survivor the Void update had come out, and I was watching a streamer play it, and I eventually decided to buy it again on Steam so I could play the Survivor the Void update, and I'm glad I did. I'm almost 100%ing it again. It's just another game I've spent so much time on that I've burnt out again. But it's a good game. I will put it with Terraria in here. Very good game. Alright, Gary's mod. Something about my internet or something just makes me disconnect from servers. But I love Trouble in Terrorist Town. I love all the game modes in Gary's mod. It's such a chaotic, fun game. There's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a ton of modding support. It's just a great game. I recommend it to anyone who has what $10, $15 to see what is it? Yep, $10 to spare. It's a great game. Sometimes you can find it cheaper. It commonly goes on sale on Steam. If you ever see it, buy it. It's a good game. Bring it here. 100% orange juice. Um, if you haven't played this, it's very similar to Mario Party, except instead of mini games, you basically battle each other anytime you run into each other, and you're trying to hit certain goals, like by getting a certain amount of money or killing a certain amount of enemies, and it's just really fun. It's really wacky and chaotic. There's cards in the game, so it's like a half card, half board game. It has a bunch of different characters. There's tons of DLC for characters. So if you don't like any of the base game characters, you can try something else out. There's always a free rotation. I like the game a lot. I'm gonna put it in A tier as well. I'm not gonna be able to fit nearly all of the games on my library in here. Civ 6, good game. My first Steam game was actually Civ 5, so I do really like the Civ games. Um, this one, I don't know. I know, even though I've played it more than Civ 5, I feel like I've played it less. It doesn't, it has less of a lasting feeling on me just because maybe just no nostalgia with it. I'm gonna put it in B list here. It's not my favorite strategy game, but it's still pretty dang good. Speaking of not my favorite strategy games, Stellaris. We got Stellaris right here. And of course, since it starts with S, we're putting it in a S tier, right? Totally. Um, Stellaris, great game. You know, we got stars and is. Um, no, but honestly, this game's a lot of fun to just like spend a whole day creating a whole empire in. Um, I do like spending just like sitting one day randomly in the middle of a week and spending time on it, and then not going back to it for a month or so, and then doing that again. There's a ton of modding support for this game. It's a Paradox game, so take that as you will. I'm putting it lower just because while it's a great game, you have to spend like $200 to actually enjoy it. It feels like. Um, just with all the because it's a Paradox game, so there's like 7,000 DLC. I mean, we can actually, yeah, never mind. But yeah, it's somewhere around 200. VR chat. I don't know if I consider this a game. VR chat's like the only VR game that makes me dizzy sometimes. It's it's fun. It's fun, but I don't know. It's I'm not a very social person. I do enjoy spending time in it every once in a while, but it's not my cup of tea all the time. Put it in C here. Block Terrarians Stellaris right now. No. I'm sorry to tell you, but this is my tier list, not yours. Elder Scrolls Skyrim, this is the original edition. We're not gonna talk about both versions. We'll just talk about them like they're the same game, because they are. We'll be honest here, they basically are the same game. Um, it's good. I mean, everyone will tell you that. It's a good RPG. Um, I would argue it's one of the best RPGs. It's you can spend hundreds of hours just modding it, let alone actually spending the time to play the game. And I have that even. I have about 200 hours combined with the two versions, and probably spent another like 200 messing around with modding and stuff like that. I'm gonna put it in A minus tier. Robocraft. Um, this is basically like a competitive shooter-esque thing, except it's kind of like Space Engineers, where you make your own starship and you fight each other with them. Although most of them, they're typically they can be floating vehicles, they can be hired vehicles. They're fun. It's a good game. They just screwed it over at some point. They reworked the game so many times, the mechanics. Like there used to be different types ratings of armor. You'd have like you'd have different ratings of armor. There'd be like once you like a certain load, you would go to the next tier and like fight higher tiered enemies. Um, it just used to be a lot more fun, but they tried to make it more accessible and they tried to make more money from it, so it's not anymore. So I don't know. We'll put it in C tier. Town of Salem, they kind of did the same thing here. Not really, but they had this whole DLC, The Coven, which is honestly the best, my favorite part. But because Town of Salem used to be free and the DLC wasn't, no one played the DLC. It was so bad. You'd only get to play all any. It's a great social deduction game. Came out way before Among Us did, and it's just a way better game in my opinion. Sometimes when you're playing, like when you get in a good match, the problem is that when you're playing a boring role like medium, sometimes you just do nothing the whole game, and the inconsistency in gameplay makes it rough. So I think I'm gonna put it in C tier as well. I love the game so much, especially the music, but it's just so inconsistent with the gameplay. We've talked about this. I don't like competitive shooters. Um, this one's fine. It's a what do you call it? Both a hero shooter and a what's the word for it? The drop down. 100 people in a battle royale. Battle royale. Good one. I really love the shooting and movement mechanics. It's just I don't like competitive shooters that much, and that's gonna bias my opinion. But I do enjoy. I love the characters. I love the movement in the game, and I love the shooting. So I don't know. I'll put it in B tier. Counter-Strike. I don't even know why I have 100 hours in this game. I do not like this game. Dyson Sphere program. We're back to the factory games. Look at this. Another good factory game. Definitely an A tier. We'll just go ahead right off the bat, put it in A tier for sure. It's a great factory building game. Um, I love. It's super pretty. It's unbelievably pretty. The rather than in Factorio and a lot of other factory games where it's about creating things as efficiently as possible, this game's a lot more about moving things between planets, trying to fit in certain things on certain planets, and just trying to make sure you you're moving things around the right way. You want to make sure that you're moving things to where they need to be, making enough in each thing. There's a lot of it's a lot less of like interconnectedness and kind of like a chaotic mess, but it's a lot of fun and it's a very pretty game. Reassembly is like I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like Space Engineers and Robocraft, but it's 2D, but not at all at the same time. You can build your own ships out of separate parts and like you can go like explore this whole galaxy universe. I don't know what it is honestly. Try to take it over. Um you can don't call it grindaria. It's not grindy at all. There's just a bunch of different steps to do. Like there's always something new to do. It's not grindy. Grindy would be like if you were fighting the same enemy 7,000 times just to get one drop. The most grindy thing in Terraria is if you're trying to play a summoner only build before what like 3.4 and you had to grind to get the slime down. That's the most grindy thing I can think of in the game. Terraria is not a grindy game. So maybe you shouldn't be judging it so much. But yeah, recently I had a lot of fun of it. It has good modding support. It's kind of very similar to Factorio in that way. It has Lua modding support. Not, it's very interchangeable and stuff. You can create your own factions, you can create your own ships, and it's just like a lot of fun. You can control ships. It's kind of like an RTS, but not really at the same time. Um, I like the shipbuilding part the most. I don't know. It's a good game, but it gets boring quickly. So I'm gonna put it in C plus tier. Look at it, my pride and joy, Civ 5. Now I'm gonna try to stay not too biased about the fact that it's my um it's very yeah, it's I have a lot of nostalgia with it. So I mean it's a great game. I would say Civ 6 did it better. Um and you don't really need there's the same amount of DLC in Civ 5 and Civ 6, but I feel like the DLC is way more impactful in Civ 5. It's basically impossible to play the game without the DLC. Well, it's definitely possible in Civ 6. Um, well, it's possible, but it's just not enjoyable at all. Um, the grungy art style is makes things a bit like hard to see and hard to tell. And the Civ 6 mechanics are a lot more interesting for city building. And just because of that, I'm gonna put it in B tier rather than B plus. No Man's Sky. I bought this game way after the controversy, so I only played it when it was good. It's good. In my opinion, I like it a lot. There's a lot of flying around. You can explore. It's a pretty grindy game, but in kind of the more relaxing, enjoyable way where you just kind of wind down and spend some time exploring. Um, Thinking Simulator. I don't even know if I've played that game. Um, but I don't know. It's a good game. It gets constant updates. It's really interesting. It's just really grindy. And I don't know. It's enjoyable. I'll put it in B plus tier as well. You know how long I've played it for. Anyways, Rounds, amazing party game. Genuinely one of the best party games. Especially with mods. This game has amazing mod support. I've heard them, yeah, like a lot of my favorite games do. Amazing mod support. Um, it's just a lot of fun. You just have to have friends. And because I'm gonna put it with the other, excuse me, I'm gonna put it with the other party game. These are both great games. I need to play more rounds. It's such a good game. You're an Eminem with a gun. Things get ridiculous really quickly. Shopkeep is a good game. The only problem I have with it is they abandoned it and made Shopkeep 2, and I haven't played it, but from what I heard, Shopkeep 2 isn't that great. Um, this game has a lot of bugs and a lot of things to mess around with. It's silly. I love tycoon-esque games like this. Um, it's a good game. It's just not that good compared to the rest of these games. Because of that, I'm gonna put it in C plus tier. Look at this, another factory game. We're back to another factory game. Satisfactory. 3D, it's basically 3D Factorio, and it works very similarly. There's trains, there's everything you'd imagine. I haven't beat this game, and that's because it feels like it takes a lot longer, because there's a lot of more exploration than there is in Factorio. And because of that, I don't have a full opinion on it, but I'm still gonna put it in A plus tier. So this, so this is an Ubisoft game. People will be like, "Well, you're gonna put it in ED." You know, it's not that great of a game. You might think, and yeah, it's sure it isn't the best of games. I would say that, but this game is very enjoyable, or used to be enjoyable when the multiplayer servers were still up. I used to play with my grandmother a lot. She loves shooters. So we would play this game's multiplayer a lot. We'd drive around and shoot each other. So it's a bit of a nostalgia for me. But the hacking mechanic's really fun. Just this game is it's a lot of it's my favorite sand sandbox city shooter. Like I don't like GTA as much as I like Watch Dogs. I enjoy Watch Dogs a lot. So I don't know where to put it honestly, because like I feel bad for these games if I put it up here, but it's a good game. It's just I don't know. I'll put it right here. Put it right here. RimWorld. I need to play more of it. I don't know. I've just been on and off about it. It's a hard game in my opinion, but that might just be me having a skill issue. Um, it's just a colony management sim. I really love Sims, both the Sims, but also like I mean the simulation genre. So I like stuff like this a lot. It's it's just it's difficult to build yourself up on it. Um, has a lot of modding support. It's a good game, definitely. One of the better like big indie releases. I'm gonna put it up here. Beat Saber, good game. I played this game, the demo version of this game for like 30 hours just to full combo the first song. Or one of the songs in the demo. Maybe it only has one song. Um, before I bought the game. Um, it's a good game. The modding community is so nice, but the problem we have is, or the problem that we see is that this game updates constantly, and it always screws up mods. They claim that they're not trying to mess up mods or whatever, but it just doesn't feel like it. It's like they're trying to fight back against the community with that. It's genuinely a good game, especially if it wouldn't work out. If you have a VR headset already, great game. Um, and I love rhythm games a lot, so I'm gonna put it up here. OVR advanced settings. It's a piece of software. No, doesn't really do much. Not very interesting. Going in SS tier. Sorry. Um, and like I said, we still might move things around. Just didn't put anything in SS tier because I didn't wanna. I feel like I'm gonna forget something down here. Stop it. It's not going in SS tier. Um, it's literally the only thing I use it for is to make myself fly around in VR chat. And considering VR chat's not that high rated, this isn't gonna be either. It's also just not that useful anymore. I don't know. I don't use it anymore. Dead by Daylight, this is not gonna be that high rated. It's an okay game. It's fine. Not really scary. Like it can be like anxiety inducing, but I never find it scary. It's the 4v1 game. It's I don't know. It's not that interesting. Like I used to enjoy it a bit, but that's only because I play with people. I never play it by myself. I'm gonna put it here in C tier. Rust is gonna go lower than that. I love Unturned, and Rust is similar to that, but Rust is so annoying just for the fact that you can't play single player. You can't host your own servers easily because it takes like 12 gigabytes of memory just to host your own server, and it's just I wish you guys would make it more accessible. Or just want to play by myself and mess around with things, but it's just not. This is a nostalgia game of mine, probably like my third or fourth game on Steam. I love this game a bit. Good game. Not as good as Unlimited in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I know, and probably because I'm not really interested in heroes that much. I just like the hero making abilities in Unmasked. It's a good Scribblenauts game. I've played every Scribblenauts game, and I'd say Unlimited is the best, then Unmasked, and then Super Scribblenauts, and then Scribblenauts. Um, good game. I will put it. It's kind of weird to put these in the same tier, but um, I'm gonna put it here. Actually, I'll put it here. I would say it's probably not as enjoyable as it used to be for me. I'm gonna put these both like on top of each other. Not as enjoyable as it used to be for me. Um, just because I've grown older and I've played them to death already. But I love the games; they're good. Talking about Rivals of Aether now. Let's see. I mean, it's a good fighter. I really enjoy the characters, but again, I don't really like competitive games that much, and so that means I'll only play this with friends. So I don't really boot it up to play by myself. It's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love the characters in it. They're all creative and they're all fun to play. I just don't. There's just not that much single player content. Is all. And that's my only problem with it. I kind of like the stuff that lets me play single player and multiplayer, depending how I feel. Um, I'll put it up here. It's a good game. Wait, no, I'll put it down. Tabletop sim. I hesitate to call this a game. It's just simulates. It simulates a tabletop, so you can play your own board games on there and everything. And because of that, it's fun. The VR support was unnecessary, but pretty awesome. It's not the best though, but it's still great. I like you can mess around with the physics in the game as well. Throw things off the table and flip the table after you lose a game of chess and all that. It's a great game. But like I said, I hesitate to call it a game, and just because of that, it's gonna be lower down. It's yeah, it's mostly just a physics engine. Put it down here in C tier or C plus tier. Among Us, Among Us, Among Us. Wait, no, Realm Grinders first. I like opening it up every once in a while. It's just not that fun. I mean, it's a cookie clicker-esque game. I'm gonna put it down and see. Okay, now Among Us. Among Us starts with an A. I wonder what tier I'm gonna put it in. Uh, a worse social deduction game than Town of Salem, but also a better social deduction game than Town of Salem. So, I'm like, I don't want to put them in the same tier, because, like, the problem with Among Us is there's no social deduction. You can just be a troll and somehow still win a lot of the time. Just follow someone the whole time. Kind of Salem actually requires strategy, but the gameplay is less consistently fun. I feel like they're pretty even, so I'm gonna put D tier as well. Sorry. Look, it's Clone Drone in the danger zone. Um, it's kind of a silly game I bought on a whim. They're playing it a bit. It's playing a demo, I think, but or maybe watching videos. I don't remember for sure. But it's just a silly physics game. It's just basically a robot fighter, but it's also a roguelike. Um, you if you lose the arm, you're holding your weapon and you can't use it anymore. It's kind of has an interesting strategy where you have to gamble whether or not you want to upgrade your bots or get a new one or repair your current one, and that makes it pretty fun. It's just kind of lacks content, um, and that's not its fault. There's not really. It's just not very expandable, and oh, because of that, it's not gonna go super high. I'll put it in B tier. Victoria comes after Prison Architect. Prison Architect's fun to mess with. Kind of, it's very similar to RimWorld, in my opinion, but like different at the same time. It's more of a sim, like a building sim, than a like survival game. It's a good game, not as good as RimWorld, I would say. I'll put it in B plus. I think it's deserving of that. Victoria 3 is okay, not great. I think it's because I only played in multiplayer, and the multiplayer doesn't work very well. So I'm gonna put it in E tier, honestly. Like it works, but it doesn't work well. And because of that, it's not worth the price. I guess I haven't been talking about it much, but I also have been considering these for these prices. Like considering the fact about like Watch Dogs for like $5, it's probably equivalent in Civ 6 for the amount of enjoyment I've gotten out of it, you know? Right now, it's a free side scroller shooter, which is you don't see them very often. I stopped playing it in 2020 because from some for some reason we kept on getting like things from Russian servers after like around playing this game, like only when playing this game, like you get a bunch of like things almost to the point of trying to DDoS you, which kind of makes sense. I think a lot of the player base is Russian, so there's a lot of yeah, I don't know. That's my guess. It's just I don't know. I love the game. It's a good game, good shooter. It's just can you stop saying nonsense? I don't even know what Skibidi Toilet is, honestly. Um, I just it's alright. It's alright. It was free. It's a bit pay to win, grindy. It's a good shooter. Noida is a physics simulator disguised as a video game. You're basically just a wizard. You get to make your own spells. You kill yourself 90% of the time because you'll step in acid or something, or you'll catch yourself on fire. It's a good game. Very good game. It's just really hard, and there's a lot of secrets in it. Kind of have to use a walkthrough guide to even discuss it. Another copy of Elder Scrolls. We're gonna skip that. City Skylines. Um, I love city building games. Like I used to play Sim 2003, I think, Sim City 2003 all the time, and I played Sim City the 2016 remake, I think, a lot as well. So I bought this game on the whim for like $7. Good game. It just struggles from the same problem that pretty sure it's a Paradox. Yeah, every Paradox game does, where it has like 7,000 DLC. Um, so we're gonna put it with the other Paradox in B tier. Actually, no, I don't think it's as good as Stellaris. I'll put it in B. Elden. Oh, let's go to. I keep on accidentally skipping things. Let's go to Awesome Knots. It's a MOBA. It's an interesting one. It's a platforming MOBA, so it's a lot more interesting, in my opinion, just because you don't see it done as often. Um, I had my fun with it. It's a competitive game, and like I said, I don't particularly like competitive games. Um, it's also grindy-ish, kind of pay to winny. I'm gonna put it in C tier. Elden Ring. Um, hold on a second. Elden Ring definitely deserves to be at least an A plus tier. It's a great game. I enjoy it a lot. It's just really tough as nails hard. Um, I almost want to put it in S tier. Such a good game. It's a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna put it in S tier. Metal Gear Solid, I kind of have the same thing with it. I have a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of sneaking around. I don't think it deserves S tier, but I do think it deserves A tier. It's a great game. If you want to ever have like silly, stealthy fun, play either Metal Gear Solid or Hitman. I would recommend Metal Gear Solid 5. The Balance is a silly little ball rolling game. I don't know if you've ever played it, but there's this game on Xbox Live or Xbox 360 Live. It was great. It was basically what was it called? I think it was called Marble Blast or something like that. And basically just roll the in. There was multiplayer modes and everything. I used to play this a lot with friends, and it's a good game. There's also there's a single player mode, but I'm pretty sure there's also a multiplayer pinball version of it, which is like kind of competitive part. Both of them are good. Honestly, it's one of the more enjoyable times I've had with a competitive game. Now, is it good enough to go up here? Probably not. I would say I even hesitate to say they're equivalent to these games. Um, I'd say it's probably in the C plus tier. Uh, Dead Cells, great platform roguelite. Um, hard. Probably the only roguelike I haven't beaten because of how difficult it is that I've played. Um, it's kind of confusing multi-path system where you're trying to kind of don't know where you're supposed to be going. A lot of dodging because you're on a 2D plane and you can't really avoid things. I'll put it in A minus. Hades, great game. If you haven't played it, you probably should. I don't think there's anyone in the world that would dislikes like heavily dislikes this game. You have to at least there's no way anyone doesn't at least enjoys the gameplay of this game somewhat. You don't have it, buy it. Portal 2. Another game that definitely deserves the S tier treatment. Amazing story, wit, good puzzles, just all around an amazing game. Um, can't make can't make any more comments about that. It's just it doesn't get much better than that. Let's go to Game Dev Tycoon. Great game as well. They literally released a pirated version of this game, like to the pirate websites on purpose, that made the game significantly harder and added the piracy to the game, and then they had to add it to the main game because everyone wanted the challenge. It's an amazing game. I would recommend supporting them. They're releasing a new game soon about I think it's Tavern Tycoon. Um, Desktop Plus is not going in SSS Plus tier. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would recommend it. Great game. Magicite's weird. I like it, but I haven't played it in 6 years for a reason, or 7 years. Um, it's really tough. It probably requires people to play, honestly. It's supposed to be a 4-player co-op, but you can play it by yourself. It's fun. It's just not the best. Honestly, I would say go for other go for other roguelites first. BTD 6, amazing game. We all know it. We all love it. Uh oh no, what have I done? Okay, not going there. Um it's probably the only it's one of my favorite it's my favorite tower defense game almost certainly. I mean, it's almost everyone's. Um and because of that, it has to go at least an A tier. Pick fight the game. It's fine. My main problem with it is it's just such a buggy mess, and I'm gonna put it down here. It's a good party game. It's made by the same people as Rounds. It's just, I think it's made by the same people as Rounds. Yeah, it is. Made by the same people as Rounds. It's just a buggy mess. Transform Ice is silly. Basically like a mouse racing game, if I remember correctly. Um, it it's a lot of fun. It's very silly. It's basically a party game, but you have like hundreds of people instead of just a few. And you go through these racing courses to get the cheese first. Um, it's fun. I haven't played it in a while, but I'm sure it still is fun. Just not that notable of a game. I don't know what we're gonna do here. I'm gonna have to figure out how to extend this or something. Or we can make a copy of it and then continue. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Desktop Plus. I don't know why I have 20 hours in it. I've never used Magic the Gathering Arena. It gets a lot of hate that it doesn't deserve. Genuinely doesn't deserve it. It's a good version of Magic the Gathering. The only problem is obviously you don't own the card, you can't resell them. Um, but it's not even that grindy. It's nice. You can just win a few games and you get free cards. It's a good version of Magic the Gathering. Vampires Survivors is a lot of fun. It's just watching big amounts of things die until your computer crashes. I had a lot of fun with it. I just don't have any interest in finishing it. There's just a lot to do and not a lot of motivation to do it. Because like all you're gonna do is get more overpowered, which makes the game less fun. Um, we're gonna. What do we do here? Figure it out. Can I crop it to be bigger? I can. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. And then we'll just do this. We'll just. That's not what I wanted to do. This is what I wanted. Okay. Have to go like this. B, Control V. Oops. Let's try again. I think yeah, I accidentally selected this area. Try this. Oh, I'm doing something awful. Okay, let's stop that. I know what I need to do. Control C, Control V. And then now we should be able to extend this. Yep, there you go. Okay. Anyways, let's get back on track. Computer's not very happy with that transform. Please stop selecting. I forgot how to unselect. Select, there we go. Anyways, I wanted to put this here, but I didn't have room, so there you go. And let's move on. Craft the World. I used to enjoy this game as a kid. It's not that great. I'm gonna be honest with you. Not that great of a game. I'm gonna put it here. No, I'm gonna put it here, actually. Let's put it down even more. Deep Rock Galactic, Rock and Stone. Great co-op game. Amazing co-op game. I would say one of the best ones. It's very similar to stuff like the Salmon Run in Platoon, I feel like, except instead of like collecting the eggs, you have a bunch of different things you can do. It has a very uh anti-capitalist viewpoint, and it's just very interesting. I'm gonna put it right here. Splitgate is one of my favorite competitive shooters. I know I said I don't like competitive shooters. I only like this game because of the portal mechanic. Because you can just be silly with the portal mechanics. You can have fun jumping around the map and shooting people and doing silly stuff. It's fun both like with a 1v1 and with 20 players in it. Um, Probably less fun with 20 players, but still pretty fun. I'm gonna put it here. No, I'll put it here. Where did I even put oh, Rainbow Six Siege is down there. That would explain it. We'll dock it right here. Elsworn is a silly game. It's a top-down battle, like a top-down arena game. You have 4 players, and you're trying to knock each other out of the arena and kill each other. And you get points based off of kills and whoever survives the longest. I would, I enjoy it. I know a lot of people, uh, it's not their taste, but I find it to be a pretty charming little indie game. No pay to win or anything. There's a little bit of cosmetics you can get from loot boxes, or you can buy them for like 5 cents from the Steam Marketplace. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm gonna put it up here. Castle Crashers. Everyone knows Castle Crashers. We all love it. Um, I played most of it on the 360. Why you don't see much playtime here. Um, I love it. Good game. A lot of funny jokes in it. A bit of dark humor. One of the greats that came out around that era. No. Well, that's a you problem. You should probably buy the game and play it if you don't know what Castle Crashers is. Speaking of games that have like kind of the same aura, I feel like Slime Ranchers has a lot of the same way, except it doesn't have the dark humor, but it's a lot of fun. You get a collective bunch of cute slimes. It's relaxing, and it's kind of just like a farm management sim, except you have slimes. Some some people are going to be surprised. I don't I don't know how I feel about it. Not a, in my opinion, it's not that fun. Like I said, I don't like competitive shooters that much, so even team-based ones. Um, but it's silly. Its fan base is typically quite nice. At least from what I've seen. Uh, the characters are silly. I like them a lot, but I don't like the game itself that much. But it's not a bad game. It's just I don't like it that. Well, it's still a competitive shooter because you're trying to win against another team of players. That's what I define competitive shooter as. Like I know it's a good game, but I don't like it that much, so I'll be biased about the fact that I know that it's a good game and rate it higher. But yeah. Monster Train. It's a roguelike deck builder. The good roguelike deck builder. It has a lot of trying to win with trying and win in quotes. You definitely want to win, and it's a PvP game. I don't know what to tell you. That's literally by definition a competitive shooter. Monster Train is pretty fun. It's a good strategy game. Um, it goes here. I'm gonna put it there. It's a good strategy game. I recommend it. You can get it for pretty cheap. The DLC kind of unbalances the game, where the DLC characters are not way stronger, but somewhat stronger than the base game characters. Like a little bit of power creep. But yeah. Well, I'm sorry, but I do care when I'm playing games. Torchlight, if you've ever played Diablo, Torchlight's very similar. Has a lot of modding. I feel like there was a lot of mods in the modding community. Um, it's it's good. Story-wise, not very interesting. I feel like just it's a budget version of what Diablo. Honestly, if you're looking for more Diablo after beating Diablo 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, then maybe buy it, look into it. I just don't think it's any better than Diablo. Um, let's see. Next is Hitman. Like I was talking about it earlier. It's a silly uh stealth game. Like you can't take it too seriously, but it's a lot of fun. Figure out how you're gonna assassinate someone. I think most of the fun is to do it in the most ridiculous way possible. And I like that ridiculousness, but there's not very many missions, I feel like. Um, so it makes replayability not as strong as it should be. I'm gonna put it right here. Endless Space 2, I enjoy personally. It doesn't have the great it doesn't have that great multiplayer, and because of that, I don't get to play it with others as much. Um, I enjoy it a lot. It's kind of like Stellaris, but it's turn-based. Um, it has Horatio. We all love Horatio. If you haven't seen Horatio before, I will show you Horatio. Let's see if we can find a picture of Horatio. Here's Horatio. Oh, here's Horatio. Look at it. Look at him. We all love Horatio. Some of the DLC kind of ruined the game. Um, but it's still a good game. It's genuinely a good game at its core. Um, like I said, it's just like slightly less polished version of Stellaris, just because of that multiplayer issues. Because of that, I'm probably gonna put it in the same tier as B. Oh, FTL is my first roguelite. Great game. It's just tough as nails. It's really hard. Um, I think my main problem with it is just how unfair the game treats you, and it's just you have to be better. You just have to be better than the game at its own game. Um, but it's a good roguelite. I would say if you like stuff like Portal, like the atmosphere of stuff like the original Portal, you liked a roguelike like Dead Cells or Hades. Or Hades is probably one of the easier roguelikes, but like those kinds of games, then maybe take a look at it. It's pretty cheap. It's just a it's just a ship battle uh simulator, but it's roguelike where you're trying to escape. I don't know why Overwatch decided to rip off Heroes of Hammerwatch, but Heroes of Hammerwatch is basically a top-down. It's a roguelike as well. It's a top-down game where you go into this dungeon and you go as far as you can before dying, and then you come back to the top. You upgrade your ship or your ship. You upgrade your village to try to keep improving and going farther into the dungeon. It's fun. I would say only play it with friends, and because of that, it's just not that fun without friends. So I'm gonna put it down. All right, let's go to this game. I like this game. I like it's fun and interesting. I just keep on disconnecting from friends when playing it. Um, multiplayer isn't doesn't feels like it doesn't work that much. I did play a few games in single player, and that's pretty fun. It's just very complex, kind of like Victoria. Yeah. But I feel like it's better. It's a good amount better than Victoria. It just has its own issues. I'm gonna put it down here. I love Duck Game. You're a duck that kills other ducks. It's very similar to Rounds and Stick Fight, and it's just about as good as Rounds. Not as much modding support, but it's still quite good. BattleBit Remastered is a good game. I do like it, and because even though it's a competitive shooter, the the fun part about it is just that you don't feel that bad if you die because you're playing these giant military um fights. Like you die, you're coming back in a few seconds because we're simulating a fight against thousands and thousands of soldiers against each other. Um, and because of that, it's quite good. I'm gonna put it in this tier. Forger, capitalism on heroin. It's basically just like kill everything plant factories. Beats super strong. Um, it's silly. It's a silly game. It has a cutesy art style, but it's very dark when you think about it. And because of that, I think it deserves to go here. This is not a game. I've never played it actually. I just left it open on accident once. And it gives you like 5,000 Steam achievements for some reason. I got it for free one day. I don't remember how or why. But yeah, we're gonna put it down here. Celeste will be going in SS tier. I do not like platformers that much, but Celeste I've had a lot of fun with. Because that is going up here. Just a great game, great story, great atmosphere, great music. I haven't played the B-sides, C-sides, or Farewell, and I want to eventually. It's just I'm not very good at platform. Um, Empire TV Tycoon. It's an alright tycoon. It's basically just simulating what it'd be like to become a TV channel. You're trying to become the most popular TV channel out of the three people. think I don't think it's multiplayer, but it's interesting because the AIs are pretty hard. Um, they're pretty dang smart. Uh, it kind of gives very similar feelings to Hero Hammerwatch, just the indie twang. Steins Gate. I haven't played much of the game, but the anime is amazing. Anyone who tells you otherwise is probably dumb. Sorry to tell them that, but someone has to tell them, you know? Oh, come on. Hold on. That's definitely going in S tier. So far, I mean, I've played Chaos Head. I played Chaos Head first because it's the first in the timeline. I need to go through Steins Gate. If it's anything like Chaos Head, it definitely deserves to be up there. And based off the anime, I definitely tell that's probably going to end up. If the seat is just what's it called? It's just Dead by Daylight, but it's a ripped off version and it's free, kind of. But it's also like Infection. It's interesting. It's just not that great. It's just it's not the best. It doesn't have replay value. There's not enough variety between games. It's like, ooh, how do I describe it? It also has social deduction in it. Like I think you don't know who's infected as well, if I remember correctly. Microtransaction sim. It's just a silly little game. It doesn't really deserve to go high. Um, I just 100%ed it because it was super easy too, and it was fun and silly. I hate this game. This game deserves to burn in hell. The physics are super annoying. Adventure Capitalist, mobile game, not very interesting. I'm not gonna really compare it to the other games here. Not not worth comparing to the other games here. Dungeons 2. This is a very dark humorous game as well. It's basically you building your own dungeon and trying to take over like the good guys' side again after they almost completely defeated you. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. It's silly. The narrator makes a fun of jokes and makes fun of you when you do stupid stuff. Um, the game that burns in hell is golf with your friends. God, I hate the physics in this game. It's fun, but it's also really, really frustrating because it's just the balls are way, way, way really hard to control. Um, it's really the balls are way too bouncy and it's just annoying. Just Act Natural is very interesting. All the all the assets are like built with clay and then scanned in with like 3D scanner. Um, it's a social deduction game. I feel like I have more fun with it than Among Us, and because of that, I'm gonna put it up here. Super Hot is a good game as well. It's a good shooter. A lot of high score-esque stuff, trying to get last the longest or complete a level as quickly as possible. It's a lot of fun. Ew. I want to put it here. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I think that's B tier. Either B or B plus. I can't really tell at this point. B plus. It's Lego Ninjago. I haven't played much. I never really was a big fan of Lego games. I know it says I played a bunch, but I think I left it on overnight or something once. Um, it's just, I don't know. I never really got into the Lego games. They're not really that fun for me. And because I bought this game, what, less than a year ago, not really that interesting to me. I don't really have enough to properly rate it, so I'm just gonna put it in B. Let's see. Forts. Forts is alright. My only problem with it is they hide a lot of like good characters behind DLC, and so it becomes pay to win because it's basically a 1v1 uh base builder, and it's just kind of unfair. Muck is a good game. It's a roguelite as well. Wait, is it a roguelite? It might just be a rogue game. I don't. Yeah, there's no upgrades in this game, I don't think. It's just about going as far as you can. Um, the kind of arcadey feeling. There, I haven't played since they added an ending to the game, I don't think. So I I don't know. I haven't played in a while. It's a good game for what it is, and because of that, I'll put it there. We're gonna skip Team Mod Loader because it's not a game. Let's go to Totally Accurate Battlegrounds. It's a battle royale again, but it's made by the same people who made Stick Fight and Rounds, and it's just really silly. It's a silly little 3D shooter, and because of that, it's hard to take seriously, and it becomes a lot more fun because you're not really worrying about. There's less people like actually trying hard, and maybe until the very end, maybe at the very end you'll see one or two people try hard, but it's just a lot of fun to casually just mess around in. Helldivers, good game. Um, the top down. I mean, most people have heard of Helldivers 2 now, but it's basically a top down version of that. Trying to complete missions. It's like a top down version of Deep Rock Galactic. It's pretty hard. Um, but it's hard to play without anyone because you barely have anyone playing it anymore. I'm gonna put it right here. Um, yeah, right here, I guess. I wanna move forts. How long ago was forts? Maybe this one. Yeah, it is. Okay. I wanna move forts, and then I wanna move this right here. I didn't say TF2 is bad. I said I don't enjoy it personally. Risk of Rain Returns. It's not as good as Risk of Rain 2, to be honest. They're kind of two different things. They're very different. Um, I'm gonna put it right here. 20 minutes till dawn is a roguelite. It's very similar to Vampire Survivors. You get to control where your weapon's shooting. There's a lot less interesting upgrades. Like, there's a lot less to it. Because of that, it's gonna go down here. Let's see. And then we have the Escapist. I used to like this game a lot more when I was a kid. I don't like it anymore that much anymore. I repeated myself twice there. Whoops. Because of that, I'm gonna put it down here, which is gonna anger some people, but it's fine. Chaos is silly. If you haven't played it, it's a free shooter. Um, it's just a lot of physics destruction, and because of that, it's fun to mess around with and shoot things in. It feels very similar to Super Hot, and because of that, I'm gonna put them right next to each other. Geez, how many games do we have left? Got quite a bit. Let's see, where are we? We're at Valheim. I would say, I don't know. Valheim's fine. I never got into it, and it didn't really capture my interest. I'll put it right here. Shadow of War, I bought it mainly just because of its interesting mechanic where NPCs remember you. Um, its gameplay is fine. It reminds me of like Assassin's Creed kind of. Um, it's difficult sometimes. It's like Assassin's Creed and Elden Ring kind of mixed together before Elden Ring existed, but I'm gonna put it up there. BTD Battles, the original. This is a good game. It's a nostalgia trip for me. I'm gonna put it to BTD 6. Where did I put BTD 6? Oh, it's right here. Okay, I'm gonna put it next to BTD 6. It's fun. Some people even prefer it over BTD 5, and honestly, it's quite fair. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of competitiveness to it, and it's very strategic. I am not gonna talk about Aim Labs. It's not a game. I like Alex a lot. I'm just stuck at this point where I can't move anywhere or I'll blow up. I also VR hasn't been really working for me lately, so I've been not doing it. It's a good game though, very good game. I would say it deserves to be up here. Hollow Cure, it's just another is it called Vampire Survivors S game? I'm just gonna put it down with 20 minutes till dawn. It's interesting. It's just has a lot of references and stuff. Rumble is a silly little rock throwing game. Throw rocks at each other. It's basically a fighter, but you're throwing rocks at each other, and it's very tough on your. It's a very good workout. Um, Multiverses, not a good game. It's not that great of a fighter, and because of that, I'm gonna put it down here. Let's see, Hollow Knight. I, it's good. It's just really hard, and like I said, I'm not good at platformers. Like I can't deny how good of a game it is. It's very good atmosphere. So if you enjoy that kind of game, definitely grab it. The good atmospheric Metroidvania. I'm just putting it down there because I didn't enjoy it that much. So I'm not that good at it. The whole Misty Izakaya. I'm struggling with that third word, sorry. Um, Izakaya, something like that. It's a business sim, basically. Very similar to Stardew Valley. Um, very similar to Stardew Valley. It's silly. There's a lot of Toho references. It's a ton of fun. Surviving Mars, I haven't played any of it, so I cannot give an opinion. I don't know why I have 5 hours in the five-dimensional chess with multiversal time travel. Hard B tier. Good game. A lot of fun. It's just, it's unpredictable. And you need another friend, you need a friend to play it, really. Jeez, we're already hitting the end again. Uh, we might have to, there's a lot of games left still. Let's see, I'm down here. I don't remember Underlords. Contractors is a good game. It's a lot of fun. You can do stuff with like there's a competitive mode, but you can always do stuff like zombies as well. I haven't played much of it, but I'm gonna put it up here. Let's see. Ultimate Chicken Horse is a good game. I would recommend getting a game version of the game on like Steam or Switch or something instead, but it's still quite a good game. I'd put it up here. Yeah, put it up here with all the other party games. And you need friends, obviously. Heroes Hour, it's fun to mess with. It's a silly little game. It's like how do I describe it? It's kind of like an RTS, like it works the same way a lot of RTSs work, like StarCraft, but it's turn-based, I'm pretty sure. Um, my only problem with it is it's just not a lot of replayability. I'm gonna put Brawlhalla down here as well, cause I don't know. I don't think it's that great of a game, personally. Not that interesting of a platform fighter, like the big two are. And because of that, I'm gonna put it down here as well. Conker's a fun little shooter. It feels very similar to the shooter that we reviewed earlier. I'm struggling to remember the name of. Let's see. Don't find it in here. Um, ooh, the shooter I was talking about that has the warlike combat. Anyways, it's just it's a free shooter. It's not that interesting. Has a lot of like predatory marketing kids, so I can't give it a good review. Boneworks is an amazing VR game. It definitely deserves to be up here as well. Very realistic physics wise and just very interesting. There's a lot and I don't understand the story that much, but I love playing around in the sandbox mode. This is trash. Literal trash. This game right here. Sid Meier's Beyond Earth is the worst Sid Meier's game. It's genuinely bad. So bad. We were all excited about it because it'd been forever since a new Civ game had been released. Then they announced Beyond Earth and we're hyped about it. And wasn't worth the hype. Guilty Gear has Bridget, therefore it deserves to go in S tier. Quake Champions is meh. It's fun to mess around with, like with friends, a few times every once in a while, but it's not worth the like what 50 gigabytes it takes up. So I'm gonna put it down there. Muse Dash is a fun. What's the word for it? It's a fun rhythm game. I like it a lot. It's very cute and um. Cool. Put it up here. Destiny 2. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. It's just an MMO shooter game. Not that interesting. Portal Reloaded is a great mod of Portal 2. And because it's a mod, I'm not gonna put it as its own game. I'm just gonna put it on top of Portal 2. Um, I'd like to put Portal 2 over it, but let's see. I don't know. We'll just have to remember that those two are together. I don't remember this game at all. Interbreaker Omnia has Kurisu from Steins Gate. It's pretty fun. Multiplayer doesn't work very well. Um, it's just an anime fighter. It's good, I think. It's pretty good. Autonauts, it's a factory building game. It's just not as good as the other ones. Not as interesting, unfortunately. I thought it'd be interesting with its programming thing. Basically, program bots to do what you want for them, but it's just not that. It's not all that. FPS chess, good game. Goes up here. I don't remember this game at all. I'm sure I've played it Payday, but I don't remember it at all either. Motorways is good, mini motorways. It's a mobile game, um, first and foremost, but it's genuinely just really relaxing and it's a really good game. I would say definitely belongs to be an A plus here. Yes, 2D, I don't remember either. We're getting to the games that I've played so little that I don't remember anything of. Um, Battle of Polytopia, it's like chess but better. I would like if it pasted that. Did it paste that? I don't think it pasted it. Yeah, it didn't. Okay, hold on. It's a good game. Good strategy game. I don't think it deserves up there. I don't know why I put it up there. Hold on. Yeah, I haven't played. I don't remember either of these games. I know what Quick Whiplash is, but not because of my gameplay of the base game, but just because of Jackbox party games. It's a good party game. I mean, a little party mini game, just like all the other ones. I mean, it deserves to go over here. RPG Maker, don't have an opinion on it. Um, so Piracy is a bad game. They kind of abandon it. I feel like I'm trying to remember who developed it that I bought it. I bought it because someone or one of the developers I liked built it, I think. No, I think it's because it felt like Terraria. Geometry Wars is 3 is one of the first games I owned on Steam. It's pretty good. Um, I'm gonna put it right here. It's just like it's arena shooter, twin stick shooter. Pretty good. Super Hot Mind Control Delete. I feel like isn't as good as the original. Um, like pretty sure I got it for free. running super hot already, but it's just not that great. Portal deserves to go with Portal 2, like it belongs. It just definitely deserves to go over here. I think I just recently replayed it, as you can see, not like about a month ago. Bubble Battle, I haven't played too much just because I'm the only one that owns it in my friend group, but I find it fun. Kind of running out of space here again. Do this for now. Okay, now we have extended again. Travel Space Program, I've played a very small amount of. It's just very, very difficult. Because of that, I don't know. It's probably good. I just don't have a big opinion on it. I love Cats Are Liquid, a better place. It's very it's 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 very calming and relaxing. It's a good little platformer. It's pretty short, as you can see, like 2.5 hours. Beat it all. I haven't played this game. I don't know why I have hours in it. Um, I don't really remember anything about Halo Infinite either. I know I only played the multiplayer, I'm pretty sure. I don't have an opinion on. Trying to find something I actually have opinion on and remember. There we go. We're gonna do Peggle Deluxe. Peggle Deluxe is a good game. Very good game. It's definitely one of the all-time classics that you play as a kid on Xbox Live, you know. Put it up here. Same with Roller Coaster Tycoon, although not on Xbox Live, but it's definitely one of those classic games. I bought it pretty early on in my Steam library, and I still play it off and on every once in a while. It may not look like it, but I play. There's a version of it for Linux that like rebuilt the game's engine to work better, and I use that. It uses the Steam version to get all the data from. Uno, it's literally a card game. I'm not reviewing that. Um, Deathloop is good, just not notable. I obviously haven't beaten it in that amount of time, but I just don't have a big opinion on it. Not super interesting. Like the mechanics are interesting, the story and gameplay aren't. See if I can find it. There's the murder. The murder of Sonic the Hedgehog is a good game. The only very good game. Put it up here. Spider Hack is fun. It's fun and interesting. It's also one I haven't played much just because my friend group doesn't own it, but I find it really interesting. It's just spiders fighting each other with laser swords and guns and stuff. Content warning is not very good. It's alright. Fun for like an hour or two, and then you like give up and don't want to play it for like a month or so. In my opinion, that's how I feel about it. I don't remember this game. Left 4 Dead 2 is weird. It's a good four player co-op BE game. I found the versus mode is kind of interesting too. Um, put it right there. Dungeon of the Endless. I didn't play it much because it wasn't that interesting. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna put it Thinking with Time Machines is also a mod, so I'm gonna not do that. Just Cause 4, I don't remember playing at all. Territory the Egg is a good game. I like it. It's silly. Um, you're just it's a tower defense game. Not as good as BTD 6 for sure, but it's a fun little game where you're just a bunch of little eggs trying to defend a big egg. And yeah, a lot of fun. I don't remember this game. Or this game. Or this game. Oh, The Looker. The Looker's a great game. I'm pretty sure it's free. If you haven't played it, you should. It takes about like 90 minutes to beat. I only took, or not 90, like I think more like 70, but I only took longer to get all the achievements. Um, it's fun. Helltaker is also a great free game if you haven't played it. Also takes about 90 minutes to get all the achievements. Um, it's just like a turn-based movement system where like every time you move, the enemies move, and it's a puzzle game. Hacknet is weird. I haven't gotten much into it, but it's basically like teaches you how to properly use the terminal and stuff. And because of that, it can be very useful if you're trying to learn how to use Linux or anything like that. Animal Well, I haven't played much of because I got stuck. And that kind of makes a comment about the gameplay. And so I'm gonna put it right there. Let's see. Don't remember playing this. Don't remember playing this. Don't remember playing this. Don't remember playing this. Overwatch 2. It's alright. The competitive shooter again. Less annoying than the other competitive shooters, but also not that great for other reasons. I'm gonna move it down actually. Move it over here. A burner I don't remember. Don't remember this or this or this or this. Oh wait, no, I remember Ricochet. It's Ricochet O'Clock. Um, I think Ricochet belongs in every category. So yeah, my opinion of Ricochet. Zenith? It's fine. I just didn't get into it. It's just a VR MMO. Not a very interesting one in my opinion, but it's fine. This is a demo for a game I own, so I'll review it when I get to the game that's farther down. This I played recently. It's interesting. It's a game that's coming out soonish. It's just a tycoon for dungeons, like making your own dungeon. It's kind of similar to Dungeons 2. Stardew Valley, I like it a lot. I just haven't gotten into it yet. Um, here. Human Falls Flat. It's kind of like a puzzle game, I guess. It's like a physics puzzle game, kind of like Portal, I guess. Um, you just definitely need friends to have fun with it, I think. I'm trying to find a game I remember playing. Into the Radius, pretty good. It's very scary. It's pretty, like, in an atmospheric way. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the little bit I played a lot. I need to play more of it, but like I said, I haven't been able to use my VR really recently anyways. Lethal Company, I really don't have an opinion on. I haven't played enough of it. We're kind of getting to the point where I haven't played most of these games long enough to have an opinion on them. This one, I can tell you is trash. I played a little bit of it. It's not good. I think I got it for free. Played it very recently, like a couple days ago. It's not that interesting, so Yeah. Mm, Peggle Knights I played a little bit recently. It's just more Peggle. Not really much I can say about it. It goes in the same tier, obviously. Okay, here are the Ice Fairy we can talk about now. Um, it's good. It's a good bullet hell. Very good bullet hell. It's difficult though. Um, I would say, yeah, put it right here. Kind of in the middle. It's good. It's just, yeah, we don't talk about this. Couldn't get this to work because for some reason they made a 12-year-old game no longer have a new anti-cheat, which is fun. But yeah, and now we're down to the games that I haven't played at all. So, yeah, I think that's gonna be pretty much it. If you have any questions, I guess, I don't know. Let's see, let me look. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So, it's a bit of a shorter stream than I guess most people do, but that's me going through every game I've played in my Steam library, and thank you for watching. I'm very glad to everyone who watched this far, and have a good day.